Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at in the world. We are back for another My Mortgage Hound live stream. Thanks for joining me this morning. We have a great episode. I got two really killer listings that we're going to review. One I know for sure is being held open today over in Stevenson, Washington, and I have another luxury property. Guys, I'm telling you, this is a house done right. I can't wait to show you guys. It's a newer construction in Florida, but I'll tell you that if it's half as good looking in person as the pictures, so I can't wait to go over that one with you guys. Let me know how the audio sounds. Kind of did a dry run this morning, and so hopefully everything's working. How's everyone doing? It's still going to be an early buyer season. Good morning, Ray. Good morning, Ben. We've been talking about this for the last couple weeks on the stream. Ray Broughton, my coworker, fellow loan officer over in the Gorge, is going to join us today. He's got the property in Stevenson. He's holding. He'll be at the open house with his agent this morning. But we were talking about how it is an early buying season this year, and we're seeing that. So we're going to look at some statistics in a minute. But before we do, let's go ahead and start off with our snapshot on interest rates. All right. So Mortgage News Daily, I'm just going to refresh you here. Mortgage News Daily is my go-to source for interest rates when I'm looking for an unbiased national average on interest rates. I go to Mortgage News Daily. They're not influenced by mortgage companies. They give a really accurate idea of what rates are doing. You can see here rates have ticked up ever so slightly from last week. If you listen to the news, it seems like interest rates have skyrocketed, but they're really about level from where they've been the last 2-3 weeks. 30-year fix, we're looking at 6.98. Jumbo loans, which we're going to look at today, 7.3. Our government loans, so FHA, VA, USDA, 6.24, 6.25. We touched on this last week, and we're going to go review this again this week. But the spread, the margin between conforming loans and government loans has gotten pretty substantial, to the fact where FHA is starting to look pretty attractive compared to some low down conforming options. So we're going to touch that today too. So if you are looking for a low down payment option or trying to buy a house with a smaller down payment, stay tuned. We're going to go over that in detail. Good morning, Gavin. All right. I'm glad Gavin's with us this morning. Every week, Gavin sends me over our local market statistics. So we're in Southwest Washington, Portland metro area. So let's take a look at what Gavin sent over. So new listings in Clark County, 146, which is down 10%, but down 10% from last week. Last week we were up like 60%. So 146 new listings. That's really good to see. We need to keep that number going. Gavin and any other real estate agents on the stream will tell you that the big driving factor in this market here locally is inventory. We need more and more listings. Pending sales, 187 sales, homes went pending, which means they accepted an offer, but they haven't yet closed. That's up 6%, and that's the indicator. Look, it's still February. This is supposed to be dead. This is the slow season. The fact that pending sales are up 6% at 187 in our county last week is a good sign, but it's also a sign that it's going to get competitive the closer to summer we get. Listings sold, so these are homes that went pending and then have closed escrow, 106, that's up 2%. Can you guys hear the music? I feel like the music died. Or maybe it was just between songs. All right. So every time an agent opens a lockbox to show a home, that data is collected. In Washington, last week, we saw lockbox activity go down 7.5%, but like the other statistics, last week it was up like 67%. So you can see here on this graph, we've kind of peaked out compared to where we were in January and December. It's starting to climb. And a lot of that's weather dependent too. We had that nasty snowstorm for a week that really tanked our showing numbers, and the following week they skyrocketed. Lockbox activity in Oregon down 3.7%, pretty flat from last week. You can see that chart is about the same in Oregon and Washington. All right, you guys ready to dive into it? Like I said, we're going to go out to Stevenson, Washington today. For those who aren't familiar in the area, Stevenson, Washington is in the heart of the Columbia River Gorge. We're going to look at 41 Northwest Lasher Road, number 4. This is a new construction. And for those of you who are watching for the first time, I skim these listings before the stream just to collect some data to prepare for the stream. But for the most part, I'm looking at these listings for the first time with you guys so we can all have a live reaction. This home, you see Ray texted me earlier. It's being held open by Katie Mantle with Ray today. So they will be out there. I believe it's being held open from 11 to 2. I'm sorry, from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So you got plenty of time to get out to Stevenson and take a look at this home. Being listed by Heidi Struck and Peyton Riggleman. And again, Ray, very good loan officer. I'll put his contact info in the description as well as all the agents involved on this one. Ray says snow is gone and it is sunny. Come out to Stevenson. This would be a great weekend to head out to Stevenson and spend some time in the gorge. Okay, let's look at the description here. All right, the first thing, captivating townhouse in Stevenson. And Ray, maybe you can chime in here. How do we know if a home like this is considered a condo or a townhome? What are the differences between a condo and a townhome? Typically, they're both going to have HOAs. On a townhome, you're going to own the interior and exterior of the building and the lot. On a condo, you're going to own the drywall end. And Ray, correct me if you have a different opinion on any of this. So we're going to find out as we go through this if this is considered a condo or a townhouse. The description says townhouse. 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, located on the end of a building. Balconies view of the rivers, or the river, Columbia River. Okay, so this one is considered a townhome. And that's important. On a townhome, you're going to have an easier time with financing. You're going to have more options and better terms on a townhome versus a condo. Very relaxed HOA. And we're going to dive into them. The HOAs are very affordable on this. Ray, I'm not sure if Katie's on the stream, but if she is, can you guys tell us what's included in that HOA? All right, let's dive into some pictures. And before we dive into these pictures, now's a good time. You know, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I've been doing this since last July, and I only have 37 subscribers, so we're trying to get that number up. We'll do some stuff to promote the stream coming up, but If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. You know, we've been fairly consistent doing this every week, but I really want to see those subscription numbers come up, keep me motivated to keep doing this. All right, so here we go. Here's that end unit. You can tell right off the bat, new construction. Without even getting into the house, we can see the views that this townhome's going to have. You do get a single car garage attached, which is nice. So 1,528 square feet, so very good size, especially for the price. So we're at $479. You're getting good square footage in Stevenson, 3 beds, 3 bath. So is there only 4 units? And then another question I would have, and you know, a lot of these questions, if you guys go out in the go out to the open house today, these are great questions to ask the agent that's there. Katie, is are short-term rentals allowed and long-term rentals allowed in this complex? Stevenson, this would be a great place for a short-term rental. You're right across from Hood River, wine tasting, outdoor activities, hiking. So this is only 4 units, so it's a small complex. Included in the HOA, property maintenance and, property maintenance is the other major HOA contribution, yeah. Okay, so here's our great room, nice balcony, right off the bat I can see the view, gas fireplace. Nice flooring. A little bar off the kitchen. Got tile countertops. Breakfast nook. So galley style kitchen, stainless steel appliances. So according to Ray, there is a cap on rental, so if you do go check out the open house, I would ask those questions. Okay, so here's a little maybe office or den area. Looks like with its own entrance, I believe. Guest bath. Okay, now we're upstairs. I like the crown molding. Okay, so here's our master with its own balcony. Walk-in closet. There's a good shot of our view, the hills. Okay, dual sink, dual vanity in the master bath. Separate room for the toilet, which is always nice. Guest bedroom number 1. It looks like we're downstairs, I believe, for this bedroom. Guest bedroom number 2. You know, when we talk about houses in a little higher price range than this, a lot of times we talk about move-up buyers. Here's a move-up buyer, okay? I think I see 2 cribs, a changing station. I guarantee these are move-up buyers that are selling this unit. Okay, from here I can see that I'm just down the hall from the master. So for this being a nursery or a kid's bedroom, that's nice that you're just down the hall. So you're not on a different floor. Utility room with 1,500 square feet. It's nice. You're not doing your laundry in the hallway. You have a utility room. And this is off, assuming that's a guest bath. View off the balcony. Very nice. Okay, so there you can see the 2 balconies. So this is the lower balcony, and then right above it's the balcony off the master. Okay, drone shot. All right, so from here I can see that there is a door there for the crawl space. So probably room for storage in the crawl space. Go back. I also see an air conditioner. Good shots of the trees next to the house, so a little bit of privacy. Okay, very nice. Let's dive into some numbers. Half-mile walk to restaurants, parks, and stores. Okay, so I put together 3 options today. Let me name that last one there. Kind of like we did last week, I want to go over 5% down versus FHA, referencing back to the difference between the interest rates right now on FHA and conventional. Okay, so here's our purchase price, $479. With 5% down, that would make our loan amount $455,000. Our interest rate 6.98. Again, I pulled that right off of the Mortgage News Daily website. Here's our payment breakdown. Principal and interest, $3,021. Property taxes on that home are $303 a month. And if I remember right from when I looked at this morning, that was not on the Zillow listing. If we scroll down, public tax history is unavailable. So another great resource that I use almost every day is smartasset.com. I can come in here, type in the location, so we're in Stevenson, Washington, type in my purchase price, $479, and it's going to give me an average property tax rate. So we're at $36.40, which divided by 12 is $303 a month. And typically that number is going to be on the high side. So that when you do get in, your home is tax assessed. It should be a little bit under that, but it's a pretty accurate number. That's where I got the $303 a month. Homeowners insurance. Homeowners insurance is there to protect the house in case of a fire or burglary or something of that nature. I think you're going to be somewhere between $50 and $100 a month, so we're going to use $75. I'm very excited tonight. I'm going to a fundraiser that my wife is putting on, and one of my favorite insurance agents are going to be there, Tina Vlahos, who I've invited to this podcast or this live stream every Saturday for the last 6 months. She has not shown up, so I'm going to roll her out tonight. So it's going to vary depending on which insurance company you choose and what coverages you elect, but somewhere around $75 a month. Mortgage insurance, this is a big one. And I'm glad Ray's on here this morning because different loan officers are going to have different opinions on how to deal with mortgage insurance. And at the end of the day, math never lies. And so I love doing math to determine what's the best way to handle mortgage insurance. Should I have mortgage insurance? Should I not? Mortgage insurance is there. The only thing it does for you is allows you to put less than 20% down. The homeowner has a home with mortgage insurance and they default, stop making payments, go into foreclosure, the mortgage insurance company will reimburse the lender or investor a percentage of the balance. And what that does is it removes a level of risk for a lender to lend to somebody, to lend to a borrower with less collateral, in this case 5% down. On conforming loans, the mortgage insurance is temporary. You can apply to have it removed after a period of time and after you've reached a certain amount of equity. In this example, if we were to pay monthly mortgage insurance, that's $140 a month. Mortgage insurance, interest rates, those are all impacted by your down payment or loan to value ratio in increments of 5%. So if I were to put 7% down instead of 5%, it's not going to save me any money on my mortgage insurance premium or on my interest rate. But if I get up to 10%, I will see a break in my interest rate and I will see a break in my mortgage insurance. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20%. Once I get to the 20%, we don't have to worry about mortgage insurance anymore. Also on this home, there is that HOA, and it's really not bad, $150. You know, if we were in Clark County instead of Stevenson, HOA's $300, $350, all the way up to $500, $600, depending on what they're covering. So $150 is really not bad for HOA. But if not including the HOA, if we add these four numbers together, I get a total monthly payment of $35.39. If I add in that HOA fee, I'm up to $36.89. Okay, so a rough calculation that I like to use is for every $10,000 in purchase price or loan amount, it's going to impact my payment roughly $60 a month. That's a great formula for doing quick calculations. What if I wanted to offer $10,000 less on this home? If I wanted to come in at $469, I can anticipate my payment being roughly $60 less a month. That formula also works in reverse. So for every $60 a month in payment, it's roughly going to affect my buying or borrowing power by $10,000. So for example, if I have a $1,000 BMW payment, that would be equivalent to $120,000 in buying power. Or mortgage insurance. So at $140 a month, that's removing roughly $20,000, $25,000 in buying power. So if we go next door here and we look at this option, it's 5% down, no mortgage insurance. Again, our purchase price is the same, everything's the same. If we go to our payment breakdown, we got no mortgage insurance here. So that brings our payment down to $33.99. If I go to our closing costs breakdown, our down payment, 5% down, will be $20,950. Closing costs are going to be around $36.91. This is going to include your title and escrow fees, which is the majority of that. It's going to include your county recording fees, which just went up in Clark County, thanks a lot. And it's going to include your lender fee. CrossCountry Mortgage, we charge a flat $14.50 to do the loan. We don't charge any 1% origination fees, junk admin fees, anything like that, just the flat $14.50. The two items that are not included in that $36.91, the first is your home inspection. Now, home inspections are not required by us or by your lender. but they will be strongly encouraged. Ben Moore, I think I saw on the call on the live stream, he's with Detail Home Inspection. That's our preferred home inspector. They do a great job. I'm assuming, Ben, you guys go out to Stevenson, right? I know you've gone all the way up to Goldendale for me in the past. Home inspections are there to make sure that there's nothing majorly wrong with the house. You get a really nice report when you're done that'll list out if there are any major repairs that need to be done. It'll also give you a list of minor repairs you can use as a punch list. You can use this home inspection to go back and negotiate with the seller to have items fixed or give you a credit to fix them. And details, thanks Ben, they do go out to Stevenson. The second item that is not included in that $36.91 is your home appraisal. 95% of the time on conforming, the home appraisal will be required. Those run about $800, and we'd have you pay the appraiser directly at the time of appraisal, so $800. Everything else is included in that $36.91. I don't have any points built in here, because if we go back to the Mortgage News Daily website, one of the reasons I like them, I said earlier, they give you the best unbiased rates. If you Google interest rates and you Quicken comes up and bankrate.com and all these online lenders will come up. If you look at the rate, there'll be asterisks all over their advertisement. And if you scroll down to the fine print, you'll see that on all their interest rates, they're quoting 1, 2, 3 points to get the interest rate, just so they can advertise a low interest rate. Points are used to buy down an interest rate. We'll go much deeper into points on a future episode. But the reason I like Mortgage News Daily is they don't have any points built in. So you're seeing a very accurate rate, which is why here for today, we're not going to include any points. Okay. Morning, Ben. The way we get around paying that mortgage insurance on this 5% down is, instead of paying monthly mortgage insurance, we're going to pay a one-time upfront fee of $5,900. Now, if I take $5,900 and I divide it by our savings of not having the mortgage insurance of $140, it's going to take me 42 months to recoup that $5,900. Now, we can ask the sellers to pay that for us as part of our closing costs. That's very common, especially right now in this market. You may not be able to get away with it when we get into June, July, but you can definitely get away with it now. But here, 42 months. How long am I going to be in this house? When do I think I'll be able to refinance into a lower rate? Do I think that that's going to be in the next 3 years, 4 years? But at least you have some options. And the last option I wanted to go over on this one is FHA. So here you can see our purchase price is the same, $479. But look at our interest rate. We've gone from 6.98 to 6.24. Substantial savings. If I go to our payment breakdown, one of the reasons the interest rates are lower on FHA is our mortgage insurance is $192 a month on this property. And that mortgage insurance you'll have for the life of the loan. The only way to remove that mortgage insurance is to refinance or sell the house. So you're going to have that for the life of the loan, $192 a month. There's 2 forms of mortgage insurance on FHA. This is the first. If we go to our closing costs, FHA requires 3.5% down, so $16,765. Closing costs are the same. FHA, like I said, has 2 forms of mortgage insurance. The second is this upfront mortgage insurance premium of $85.51. That's a large number, but that number is not paid out of pocket. That's being financed into your mortgage. It's not something you're going to have to come up with, which is why if we're putting 3.5% down, our loan to value ratio should read 96.5, but it doesn't. It reads 98.29 because we are adding in that upfront mortgage insurance premium, or FHA calls it their funding fee. And that is partially refundable on a prorated basis if you do refinance. I didn't go over this item here. This is our prepaid taxes, insurance, and interest. So prorated interest for the month we close in. If you guys are out shopping, kind of figuring out your timeline, if we were to close, let's say we closed on March 10th, a month from now, you'd have 20 days worth of interest remaining in the month. That's going to be collected here and paid. Then you will not have an April payment. You will have a May 1st payment. Mortgage payments are paid in arrears, so when you make your May 1st payment, that's going to cover all of April. So it's going to feel like you skip a month, even though there's no free time in the house, but that does help with your transition into a home, knowing that you're going to have, in that case, if we close on March 10th, you're going to have almost 7 weeks before your first payment is due. Okay, so if we add these numbers together, down payment, our closing costs, and our prepaid items, we're at $24,456 on FHA. On all these scenarios, we could ask the sellers to cover all of our closing costs. That credit would go here. If they were to cover all of our closing costs, we're bringing in just our down payment. So those are all options. Guys, in my description, there's a link to schedule a 15-minute call with myself. I'll also plug Ray's info in if you want to go through one of these scenarios and structure one out specifically for you. We can do that. All right, so if we go back here, I'm bringing in about $13,000 less going FHA. And my payment is still $73 less a month than 5% down, conforming with monthly mortgage insurance. Now, if I pay that mortgage insurance in one lump fee, I'm a little less, about $70 less a month than FHA, but I'm having to come up with $37.5 out of pocket. Even if I'm asking the sellers to pay it, there's going to be a substantial difference. So, you know, FHA makes sense and doesn't make sense depending on what the market's doing. And I would love, Ray, maybe you can chime in on your opinion on this, but I think on this unit in this market, if you're looking for a low down payment option, you know, what a great way to get into a nice 1,500 square foot townhome in Stevenson for not a lot of money out of pocket and a substantial savings in my interest rate compared to conventional. Coffee break. All right, so that's our first home. Okay, you guys ready to go from townhome in Stevenson to one of the most well done homes that I've seen in a while. Look, a lot of people are saying the market's soft right now, that there's room to negotiate. The values have come down. I don't agree that values have come down. We're still seeing appreciation. It's still a competitive market because there's not a lot of inventory. But what Ray just said is really key. We are seeing homes in price points that we haven't seen in a while. Motivated sellers, good real estate agents that are listing a home to sell. And I believe that's one of them, $479 with a view in the gorge. I mean, it's pretty good. And I've seen a few homes this week here in Clark County too that are in that 400 range that are very nice homes, especially starter homes, you know, 15 to 1,800 square feet. I don't have a crystal ball, but I don't think those homes are going to be on the market come June, July, August. And yes, Ray's a little biased because he does have a beautiful home in Stevenson. But if you guys haven't been out in the gorge for a while, go take a drive. And if you are looking for more information on the gorge, yes, I'm biased because Ray's a good friend and a coworker, but he's a port commissioner, volunteer firefighter, lived his whole life, what, 4 generations in the gorge. So very well connected, could answer any questions you have about living in Stevenson or the gorge. Okay. Who's still with me? You ready to go to house number 2? 5 generations in the gorge. All right. So I stumbled upon this house. I don't even know who the listing agent is. We can find out. I'm not sure if it's even being held open. Gavin, if you're still on, it's a Berkshire Hathaway listing, so maybe you can tell us who the listing agent is. But we're looking at a home in Florida in a newer subdivision, highly desirable area. Some of the best schools in the state. 3911 Northwest 114th Way in Vancouver. Listed at 1.195, 4 beds, 3 baths, 2,800 square feet, 1 level, newer construction, built in 2021. Peter Riley, thanks Ben. Gavin is headed out there to show it. I don't think this house is going to sit very long, even at that price point. Okay. High-end custom home in the sought after 2021 Parade of Homes neighborhood of Florida Overlook. This is on the west side of Florida, very close to Lake River. White oak cabinets, you know, what do you guys think about white cabinets? Is that trend on its way out? This home has white oak cabinets and I love it. We're in the middle of preparing for a remodel in our house and we're trying to figure out if we want to do white cabinets or is that trend going out? What do you guys think? Wolf range, custom pantry, 3 fireplaces, private yard. Okay. Let's dive in. So beautiful street appeal. Some of the things I noticed as far as being a newer construction, kind of you want the most up-to-date design. Some of the things I look at from an exterior is the black windowsills. I love the black. Contemporary stonework. It kind of has that timeless look to it. So yeah, really good street appeal, curb appeal. Nice up-to-date front door. Good lighting. It's kind of got that farmhouse meets craftsman style. Very nice landscaping. Little things you'd expect if you're in that $1 million price range. Lighting on my landscaping. Okay, corner lot. You can tell that this home was built right. There's a retaining wall, so your backyard's gonna be nice and flat. All right, very nice entryway. I love the detail in the ceiling work here. Is that called, what do you guys call that, parquet? Is that parquet where it's that chevron look? I believe that's white oak, which we're gonna see throughout this house. And I don't believe this home is staged. This is the seller's belongings, I believe. But it's decorated very nice. Okay. Got dual sliders. Right away I can see out into the nice back fence backyard, but super bright. You know, again, I'm in that $1 million price range, so I want some fancy things. We got dual sliders, but then gigantic windows above it. So pretty much it's a wall of windows letting in all that natural light. Really current light fixtures, chandeliers. Built-in wet bar. There's that gourmet kitchen, huge island, great room concept. I think we'll get a better shot at the range here, but I really like the way this range is decorated. Cabinets to the ceiling. Cabinets are lit, as well as built-ins in this pantry with a lit countertop. I got really contemporary or up-to-date tile all the way, tile backslash all the way to the ceiling, farm sink. I guess we do have white cabinets here. The white oak must have been somewhere else I saw, but I think we will see the white oak. But one thing I noticed too that's changing is our we're gone from stainless steel to looks like brass finishings. So I really like this range, something different, and it's kind of matches the fireplace, which we're going to look at in a minute. But I love the range with the vent hood. And you can tell this home is custom. I mean, the island has lights. There's lighting everywhere. Lights underneath the counter. Okay, we're in our pantry, and yes, that is a tile backsplash even in the pantry, the different design. Again, these are all the kind of things I'm looking for if I'm over $1 million in Clark County. So our dining area, lots of windows, lots of light, updated fixtures. Okay, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. That fireplace kind of matches the design of the range hood. There's our white oak. So we have white oak built-ins in the great room with sconces. Very nice. Okay, so there's fireplace number one. Gavin, when you go look at the house today, I'm curious to learn more about these fireplaces, because the two I looked at before the stream were, they looked like electric. This one looks like gas. So are they all gas? Are they all electric? Is it a mixture? Okay, guest bath. Really nice, beautiful black splash, tile backsplash. Brass fixtures. Okay, so we have an office area here with beautiful glass doors. Oops. Uh-oh, lost our place. Really well done office area. So there's another fireplace in that one. I could be wrong, but that looks electric, but another fireplace in the den. Another thing you don't see on most homes, but for that $1 million price point, having a fireplace in my den or my office is awesome. There we go. Built-ins. I mean, this is a killer office. All right, this appears to be the master bedroom. Another fireplace. Inlaid molding on the ceiling. Dual vanity. There's that white oak, the white slate countertops. Just really well done. Freestanding tub. White oak cabinets, built in. Beautiful shower. Good size walk-in. Hardwoods in the walk-in closets. Very nice. Okay, guest bedroom number 1. Lots of windows. Guest bedroom number 2. So I can see here a lot of that square footage is in the great room and that office area. Bedrooms are a little on the smaller size, but you got to make the most out of 2,800 square feet. Guest bath. Nicely appointed. Very nice laundry room. Built-in utility sink. Lots of storage. Tile backsplash. Great lighting under the cabinet lighting you can see. Partially covered back patio. Outdoor kitchen. Nice wide gate coming into the backyard here. Okay, very well done. Very well done. I think competitively priced at 1.195. Okay, we're getting close to the end of our time here. Thanks for staying with me. We're gonna go through this one fairly quickly. I just put together a really simple 25% down jumbo loan. Jumbos are nothing to be scared of. It just means your loan amount's above the conforming loan limit of 766. You can see here on Mortgage News Daily, we're at 7.3%. Purchase price 1.195, putting 25% down brings our loan amount to 896. Oops, there's that 7.3 interest rate. Principal and interest 6144. Property taxes, you're going to be around $800 a month. We're at that weird time of year where a lot of the assessments done in Clark County are done in February, so we'll see where the taxes go. But around $800 a month. Homeowners insurance, estimating $100 a month for homeowners insurance. We're putting 25% down, so there's no mortgage insurance. Total payment, $7,044. And that's really rough. I think we could do better than that. I think we could pay points. We could bring that interest rate down. Again, I don't think this is going to be a mortgage you're going to have for the life of the loan. There's a good chance that when rates come down, in combination with gaining equity and becoming under that conforming loan limit, I think we could get that rate down over a period of time. If we look at our closing costs, 25% would be $298. Which sounds like a lot, but let's say we bought that townhome in Stevenson, and now we need to move into Clark County. We're going to sell it for $492 or whatever it was. You know, maybe not your second or your first move up, but maybe your third. It's not out of question to come in with $300,000 worth of equity from a sale of a home, or even more. That brings up another good question too, is, you know, can I get away with writing a contingent offer in this market? I'm curious to see what some of the real estate agents and loan officers on the stream think about it, but can we write an offer contingent on us selling our home? And I think you could probably get away with that now. As we get into the spring, summer, you're not going to be able to. Okay, just like before, closing costs $36.91, no points. Prepaid taxes and insurance, you're gonna be around $10,000. Total out of pocket $312,441. That's before we ask the seller to give us a credit towards closing costs or anything else. So there you go. All right. Right on the button at 50 minutes. A couple people still with me. Thanks for staying to the end. That really helps with the YouTube algorithms, but it doesn't really matter because we're such a new channel. But I just appreciate you guys taking an hour out of your Saturday morning and watching the live stream. If you are a real estate agent or know anybody that wants to feature a listing, if you're thinking about selling a home, give us a call or shoot me an email and we can feature your listing on our stream. And if you guys have any idea for content or things you'd like me to discuss, please let me know. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you all next week. Bye, guys.